just returned from a historic 12-day trip to Asia. Everywhere we went, the American delegation was greeted with tremendous hospitality and tremendous respect. People are respecting our country again, believe me. We brought back more than $300 billion worth of deals, which could reach well over $1 trillion within a very near future. That means jobs for the United States at a very high level. As you know, we've just come up with the best job performance in over 17 years. But this is a lot more jobs. We think the number is going to actually get a lot better. We're going to also put a lot of people that have not been able to find jobs, we're going to put them back to work because they're not registered right now. They'll be registered in a positive sense. Japanese car companies will be opening up and expanding their plants in our country. We worked very closely with Prime Minister Abe on that. We're renegotiating our bad trade deal with South Korea, and we started talking about bilateral trade with many countries in Asia. And most importantly, we've made clear to all countries that we cannot continue to be treated unfairly when it comes to trade any longer. It's not fair to our companies, and it's not fair to our workers. Last year, we lost over $800 billion on trade deals with other countries. So we had a negative number, a trade deficit of almost $800 billion with other countries. That's not going to be happening. That's changing. And I explained that to them from the standpoint of Asia. They understand it. Every one of them understand it. One of the primary goals of our trip was to pursue the denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. I want to begin this morning by meeting and by talking about the fact that we will be instituting a very critical step, and that'll start right now. Today, the United States is designating North Korea as a state sponsor of terrorism. Should have happened a long time ago, should have happened years ago. In addition to threatening the world by nuclear devastation, North Korea has repeatedly supported acts of international terrorism, including assassinations on foreign soil. As we take this action today, our thoughts turn to Otto Warmbier, wonderful young man, and the countless others so brutally affected by the North Korean oppression. This designation will impose further sanctions and penalties on North Korea and related persons and supports our maximum pressure campaign to isolate the murderous regime that you've all been reading about and in some cases writing about. Tomorrow, the Treasury Department will be announcing an additional sanction and a very large one on North Korea, and this will be going on over the next 2 weeks. It'll be the highest level of sanctions by the time it's finished over a 2-week period. The North Korean regime must be lawful. It must end its unlawful nuclear and ballistic missile development and cease all support for international terrorism, which it is not doing. Today, cabinet discussions will also